Hello everyone, welcome to Shanta Lakshmi IAS. Yuan Wang Fai, which is a Chinese ship, recently or finally reached the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka. So in this video, let us discuss about this Chinese ship, that is Yuan Wang Fai. So to begin with, so what's the story so far? So what has happened till now? On July 12th, the Sri Lankan Prime Minister, the Sri Lankan government has cleared the approval for the Chinese vessel, that is the Yuan Wan 5, to visit the Hambantota port. But then India has raised concerns over expressing the security concerns. So that's why the Sri Lankan government has deferred this Chinese vessel visit to the Hambantota port. But after having extensive consultation with all parties, the Sri Lankan government has finally, on August 13th, it approved the arrival of a Chinese satellite tracking vessel to its southern Chinese-funded Hambantota port. So first, Sri Lanka has approved the visit of Chinese ship. Then India has raised its concern. Then due to that, Sri Lanka has deferred the visit of the ship for some days. After having many consultations and having consultations with all the parties, now finally Sri Lanka has approved the arrival of the Chinese satellite tracking vessel to its port, that is Hambantota port. And finally, the Chinese vessel has reached the Hambantota port. So now, what is the vessel is all about? This Yuang Wang 5 vessel, which was described by Sri Lankan government as a scientific research ship. The Sri Lankan government described this ship as a scientific research ship. So what it will do? It will conduct satellite control and research tracking in the northwestern part of the Indian Ocean region through August and September months. So what this Yuan ship will do? It will conduct satellite control and research tracking in the northwestern part of the Indian Ocean region. And the vessel of the Yuan class is said to be used for tracking and supporting satellite as well as intercontinental ballistic missiles. It will also track and support the satellite as well as support the intercontinental ballistic missiles by the Chinese army. So what is this Yuan Wang 5 vessel is all about? It is a scientific research ship. It will conduct satellite control and research tracking in the northwestern part of the Indian Ocean region, along with tracking and supporting satellite for intercontinental ballistic missiles of the People's Liberation Army Strategic Support Force. And moving forward, and how have different countries have reacted to this Chinese visit? India has expressed its concerns over this Chinese vessel with due to the security threat. Along also, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has also raised the issue. So India raised its concern. Also, US also raised its concerns because the Chinese ship was going to be placed in the Indian Ocean region. So that's why US has also raised its concerns. And in this development showed Colombo that is Sri Lanka was caught between the US and India on the one hand and China on the other hand. So how have different countries reacted? India and US expressed its concerns over this Chinese vessel visit to the Hambantota port. And how did China respond to this? To the reactions of India and US? Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Wang Wenbin have said, he said two important things. That is, first, Sri Lanka is a transportation hub in the Indian Ocean, and scientific research vessels from various countries, including China, have made port calls in Sri Lanka for replenishment. And China always exercises freedom of the high seas in accordance with the law and fully respects coastal countries' jurisdiction over scientific research activities in water under the coastal countries' jurisdiction. And what's the second point he spoke about? Sri Lanka is a sovereign country, so it has the right to develop relation with other countries based on its development interest. And to have normal cooperation is the independent choice made by our two countries. It serves the shared interest of both sides and does not target any third party. So India raised its concern due to the this Chinese vessel may track our or may become the threat, security threat to our India. But what the Chinese has said, China has responded. First, Sri Lanka is a transportation hub in the Indian Ocean, and China always exerts freedom of high seas in accordance with the law and respects the coastal countries. And the second point he said was, the Chinese spokesperson said what? Sri Lanka is a sovereign country, so it has the right to develop relation with other countries based on its development interest. And it also says it serves the shared interest of both sides, and the vessel does not target any third party. Indirectly, he referred to India. It does not target any third party. So this was the response given by the China. And what is Sri Lanka stand? How the Sri Lanka has responded? Sri Lanka's Foreign Affairs Ministry has said, having considered all material in place on August 13, 2022, the clearance to the Embassy of the People's Republic of China was conferred for the deferred arrival of the vessel from 16 to 22 August 2022. The announcement made after that the controversial vessel visit earlier it was scheduled for August 11, but due to the concerns raised by India, it was deferred. And that means it was effectively postponed by 5 days. The Sri Lanka's popular weekend newspaper Sunday Times reported that the US and Indian envoys were asked to provide the concrete reasons for their objections, why they are objecting the Chinese vessel on the Hambantota port. So, the Sri Lanka asked to provide the concrete reasons. But India and US provided, but the Sri Lanka was not satisfied with the reasons being sufficient to refuse entry to the Chinese vessel. The government decided to inform the Chinese embassy in Colombo to inform the ship to continue its journey to Hambantota port. So, the US and Indian envoys have raised its concerns, and regarding that, the Sri Lanka has asked to provide the concrete reasons. The US and India has provided reasons, but with that reason, Sri Lankan government was not satisfied for being sufficient to refuse entry to the Chinese vessel. And being not satisfied, they have given nod to the Chinese vessel to reach the Hambantota port. So this is all about the Yuan Wang Fai Chinese ship. So with this, we'll end the video here. If you like, please like and share. Thank you.